Late one night, Emma was sitting alone in her old, dimly lit apartment, the only sound being the steady tick-tick of the clock on the wall. It had been a long day of work, and she was trying to unwind, scrolling through her phone, when something caught her attention from the corner of her eye. She glanced up. At first, it seemed like shadows dancing across the walls, but then, as her eyes adjusted, she realized the shadows were moving. Not in a natural way. They seemed to shift in and out of shape, as if they were alive. Her heart skipped a beat. She told herself it was just her imagination, the fatigue playing tricks on her. But then, the shadows grew darker. And closer. Suddenly, she heard a faint whisper. So faint it could have been a draft, yet, it was unmistakable. It called her name, soft and slow, as if it were just behind her. Emma. She whipped around, but there was no one there. Just the empty, silent apartment. Trying to shake off the unease, she stood up and moved to the kitchen for a glass of water. But when she passed the hallway mirror, she froze. In the reflection, standing right behind her, was a figure. A tall, dark shape with hollow eyes that seemed to pierce right through her. The figure was too still, its features impossible to make out, like it was made of the very shadows that were moving in her living room. Her breath hitched. She spun around, but the figure was gone. Her hands trembled as she poured herself a glass of water, trying to steady her nerves. But as the water sloshed into the glass, she heard it again. A whisper. Closer this time. "You're not alone, Emma." The room grew colder, and Emma felt a chill creep up her spine. She set the glass down and quickly made her way toward the door, but as she reached for the handle, she noticed something in the hallway. The shadows were no longer moving randomly. They were forming words, twisted and jagged. "Leave while you still can." Terrified, she yanked open the door to escape, but the hallway was wrong. It wasn't the hallway she'd just seen. It was stretched out impossibly long, the walls pulsating with dark energy. The whispers grew louder, now chanting her name in unison. "Emma, Emma, Emma." Frozen in place, Emma tried to scream, but no sound came out. The shadows began to crawl toward her, elongating into fingers that reached for her, dragging her back into the hallway that now seemed endless. The door slammed shut behind her, and the last thing she saw was a pair of hollow eyes in the darkness, staring directly at her as the whispering voices closed in. The next morning, her neighbors reported hearing nothing. But Emma was gone. And no one could explain the deep, dark scratch marks on her door.